am a powerlifting coach and a personal trainer, but I bet you can't guess what 90% of my job is. Because I imagine that you think that 90% of my job is just coming up with programs for people to help them get stronger and get in shape. But that is not the case. I know that may sound backward, but it is 100% the truth, because most of my job is providing accountability to get people in the gym and to actually follow through with the workouts that they pay me for. Because without the crippling anxiety of letting someone down, most of my clients would not exercise and would not go to the gym. I am an accountability partner. And while that transaction may work for most people, it doesn't have to be that way. Exercising can be something that you enjoy. So today I have 3 ways that you can stop dreading getting in the gym and actually build towards the body and the mindset that you want to be the healthiest and best version of yourself. It is absolutely shocking to me the amount of people that just assume that working out means showing up to the gym whenever you feel like it and just kind of milling about and doing whatever you want, and that is why they feel that working out is a waste of time. So my first tip is building towards something structured, whether it's a powerlifting competition, bodybuilding, running your first 5K, doing a triathlon, climbing Mount Everest, whatever it is, setting a goal and building towards that goal is an incredible motivational tool. To show you just how powerful an external motivating goal can be, let's take it back to 2020 with your boy right here. I was in the depths of despair. I was in a tough spot. Most people were. I think there was a global event that happened in 2020. It really forced me to look in the mirror and understand that I was so incredibly out of shape and overweight that I needed to do something to change. I had tried and failed to get on any type of exercise plan, couch to 5K, beginner bodybuilding programs, just anything that would help reignite the fire for working out that I had when I was in high school playing football. Nothing would stick. That is until I found the sport of powerlifting. Once I understood that there was an external sport that I could sign up for to then compete with other people in a strength competition, I was hooked, and I would do whatever I needed to do to be able to perform at my best for that first competition. So what I did was I signed up for a competition. Not all of you should take this route, but I needed something that would jumpstart me and get me back in the gym, and something that would give me motivation on days when I really didn't feel like sticking to my diet plan or sticking to my training regimen. This is the power of external motivation. And yes, we need to be internally motivated as well, but motivation waxes and wanes. There are days when it will feel like torture just getting out of bed, putting your running shoes on, and going for a run. But if you have a 5K scheduled on the calendar that you have to go to, that you have either spent money on or that you have committed to, it makes it a little bit easier to reach for that external motivation to keep you on the track towards your goal. And this is exactly what happened for me. I lost 70 pounds in the process of preparing for my powerlifting competition, and I fell in love with the sport of powerlifting. Now I do it for a living. And also I have that bedrock of motivation for everything that I do, not just in the gym, but outside of it as well with these videos. I'm not saying your story is going to look like my story, but I'm using this example to show you the power of committing to something external to get you towards your fitness, health, body goals. So before we get to my next tip, I want to know, what goals are you shooting for? What external goals are you going towards? Do you want to run your first 5K powerlifting meet? Do you want to be Mr. Olympia? Leave them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Let's get a good dialogue going. And don't worry, those of you that are not very externally motivated and really aren't very competitive, I have some tips for you as well. And that would be, we need to make working out a social habit. There is a ton of power in creating a habit surrounded by others who are also pushing towards a goal. Now, there are a couple different ways you can do this. I think one of the most fruitful ways is to find a workout or training partner that you are in the gym with every time you train. This is very powerful, but it's really hard to set up. Schedules are difficult. You may have other times that each of you needs to work out. So While you're in college, maybe, which is what I did, you can go with your roommates, but as we become older and have more responsibilities, it becomes more difficult for this workout partner structure to work. But there are other ways to add social aspects to your training. We live in the modern age, friends. We live in the world of being chronically and perpetually online. So if you want to create a social structure around your training, there are 100 different ways to do it. You can create a Facebook group, a Discord, which we have, by the way. If you want to join, I'd love for you to click the link in our description and become a part of our social training safety net. There's a ton of different ways to get involved socially, either online or in person. You can also look up clubs in your area. You can look up running clubs in your city. You can just walk into any powerlifting gym and ask if there's a group of people that will be willing to allow you to train with them. And I think 9 times out of 10, you're gonna find some people that will allow that, because powerlifting, while it may seem intimidating, is actually a sport for the people. And a lot of people want you to join them and get stronger with them. We've taken care of the competitors, we've taken care of the extroverts, but I know my introverts out there are wondering, are you going to leave me high and dry? I would rather die than talk to another human being. I get you. I have a lot of introverted tendencies myself. My tip for you is to create a reward system around training. We probably do not want to reward ourselves with a sweet treat after a good workout. That might be a little counterintuitive, unless that's something that you want to do. If you're not so much focused on your weight and you're more so focused on building strength and just kind of getting in the habit of being in the gym, a nice, small treat after your workout can do wonders for you. What I used to do is I would hit the Smoothie King up right after I worked out. I would get my protein fix in. I'd also get about 900 calories, but it worked for me and it helped me build my habit. Outside of food, there are a ton of different ways to reward yourself for a good training session. Something that I have found a lot of success with as someone who loves reading or listening to books is I only allow myself to listen to my audiobooks as I'm doing my cardio. Although I love powerlifting and I really could train powerlifting for the rest of my life, I absolutely hate doing cardio. I would rather do almost anything else than walk on a treadmill. So what I have done is created a reward system for myself. I love reading, I love listening to books, especially the fantasy and the sci-fi genres. So if I find a book that I want to read or listen to in this case, I do not allow myself to listen to that book unless I'm on the treadmill, at least for the first couple of chapters, because that combines something that I want to do with something that I absolutely hate to make the thing that I hate a little bit more manageable and allows me to create a more positive connection with cardio. And sometimes I just end up getting on the treadmill just for fun. I have worked myself into a routine where cardio is no longer like pulling teeth. Instead, it's something that I get to do that I can enjoy, and I get to listen to something that I really, really like. So that's just one in the number. You could watch a show, you could watch an anime, you could do anything. You could knit on the treadmill if that's something that you like to do. Find something that you like and combine it with something that is very hard for you to get started on, and use those two forces together to make yourself better. If you're working out from home and you have some room in your budget, you could spend a little bit of money to make the area that you're working out in feel very inviting and very nice, whether that's a lot of plants or maybe more cyberpunk aesthetic, whatever it is for you. You could put a poster of Arnold Schwarzenegger on your wall. You can do whatever you want, but if you have room in the budget, sprucing up the area that you train in can also be an incredible reward pathway so that you know what, I gotta work out, but at least I get to look at my cool anime posters on the wall. It's something that you can do to either distract yourself from the active training or to enhance it. That way, you can continue to build the habit, and soon enough, you will just be doing the action without the need for the reward. Those are 3 tips that I use not just on these videos, but also with my clients to help them get better. And I have found great success with those tips. If you have others that have helped you break out of this habit of not working out and gotten you to kind of even enjoy it, to have a little fun with it, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Exercise is so incredibly important, not just for weight loss. I'm not even talking about that. I'm more so talking about longevity and having a good life as you age. That is what we need to be exercising for. And I hope some of these tips have allowed you to understand that there are ways to make exercise less like torture and more enjoyable so that you continue the habit. If this video has piqued your interest in exercise, which I hope it has, you can click on this video right here to learn a little bit more about the fundamentals so that you can build a solid program and have some structure as you exercise. Thank you so much for watching. We here at Black Bear Barbell are rooting for you that you continue on your path towards your best self, whatever that means for you. And I really appreciate you checking out this YouTube video. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Get strong and stay strong.